Well, salutations, Spacefarers. Welcome to our first decompression session where we sit and talk about the episode that we just saw. And man, how are we feeling after sort of winding maiden voyage of the panic table? What thoughts, feelings, accusations, how are our unaccompanied miners feeling?
I'm pretty psyched.
You had a good day.
There were some good rolls that made me feel good toward the end. So I'm pretty psyched that, like, my biggest fear was just killing people with that button.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that didn't happen from the looks of things.
So far, yeah.
From the looks of things. Yeah.
Tomorrow's another day, so we'll
There's
see how
always
far you
tomorrow.
make it tomorrow.
It's the lean of the building that I'm like,
Oh yeah, the building's leaning, that's right.
Yeah. The fact that we're all like locked in it.
Yeah, we're
that's
locked
a little
into
bit
a
stressful.
leaning
I was like, oh, I guess they're just gonna split up the thing, and then you locked them in the building with you, which was fantastic. That was super fun.
I thought, you know what? I thought it separated us.
Yeah, I thought they were out.
I thought so too, but it turns
Yeah,
out
we're out of that room. We're still so we're still there. You didn't just kick us out of the planet.
Yeah.
Space elevators are still pretty slow as far as that goes. Lots of twists and turns, though. The fun origins for people and things. You got an exciting best friend at the beginning end of your thesis paper.
Yeah, no, Jessie's a bee, and she knows what she did. Yeah, we were starting from scratch. We are starting afresh, starting anew.
Oh, wow.
I love the different directions she's taking in her life, Ndiya. You know, that Dr. Smith lost out on someone very real, and she's going to show it. She's going to prove that you've not seen the last of her in ICS. Thank you. But also, wigs.
One, you're welcome. Two, also wigs. That's just a thing.
It sums it all up for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. The auspicious starts. How was that? What was that intro sequence like for you?
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Let me know.
And that's kind of the big difference between Mothership and a lot of other
how south it can just go.
More forgiving things. That was wild, right?
It was wild, but didn't walk in here thinking I was gonna get shot in the head. But it's an interesting thing now with Barry, with him being like having some sort of trauma to, like, you know, this cocky, like,
actual brain damage.
Brain damage.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
What kind of brain damage do you think it'll do to you?
I don't know yet. I don't know what the like. I haven't even thought about the physical effects of it, more just like the mental aspects and like figuring like out that there's a lot more beer muscles to Barry than actual like go. Because even before he got shot at, when he just leaves his team and things, I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of cowardish.
Yeah, that was really surprising when I thought you'd like put up a little bit of a fight, but you just...
That's why I was kind of like, yeah, you got what you deserve, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I knew I wouldn't live if I stayed, so I'm like, what's better, 4 dead pirates or 3?
Oh, none.
None.
Isn't
Isn't
it like a captain goes down with a ship?
Yeah, but the ship is space. I'm trying...
spaceship.
No, the ship is the ship.
No.
You have a ship.
But, like, that's more of, like, a dinghy, or, like, there's an actual...
So you mean, like, the ship?
I'm the ship. I'm the captain now. But
the ship of yourself.
Great, yes. You are a ship,
Sick.
you're a captain, and you're very
I saw the
future.
future, and it wasn't going to end there.
Let's talk a little bit. So in Mothership, there are 4 basic classes: the Union Teamster, the Android, the Scientist, and the Marine. Let's kind of go around and talk about what drew you to your characters, how you came up with them, and like just your take on the flavor that we've added to them and their class. Anybody got any ideas that just jump right up to the surface?
Yeah, I think what's really great about androids is the connotation with androids in just like media is that they're like quite cold and like unfeeling. But I'm really interested in the reason I was interested in this character is like I feel like she has heart, you know, and that she has more heart, I think, than people might think an android would have. and I really like that androids in this game are pretty human.
Yeah, that was a fun thing talking about with you, and we wound up in sort of a really like Tin Man situation as far as just a person who may or may not like experience. Well, personhood's the wrong word for it, but just for not having
humanity.
And so being really in touch with their human side for not being human at all, I thought was really intriguing. So that's fun. What about you?
I just like when you play like Mario Party or Mario Tennis and they have like a balanced character, it's usually Mario. No, I wanted somebody balanced.
You wanted Mario.
Yeah, I wanted Mario, but not being Mario. I'm more like a Luigi. My colors are green. I wanted something that was balanced because we were looking at the characters. I'm like, all right, the Marine's like really like, and the scientist is like really smart, but the team's just kind of like, like smart and a little. I rolled a great strength, so I was like, all right, that worked out either way.
It is wild how tough you are, just as far as that goes. It's good to have both the and the E.
That's an important combo.
People forget about the E.
I think so all the time.
What about you, Uzunma?
No, I'm a person who's lived a million lives, so I was a scientist at one point in my life.
Haven't we all been scientists at one point?
At some point, yeah. Someone who's if you haven't pipetted blood, have you lived? So, for me,
pipette.
Yeah. So I think just bringing in some sass into the science department, and not painting Ndiya as a nerd, but as a stone cold bitch. Who's also a scientist and also has really clear aspirations of what she wants for her life and a very clear goal of what she wants. But she's not this like nerdy, she's got class and privilege and she's not afraid to throw it around. And I wanted something that would be fun to play. And playing a bitch is fun.
I'm super excited to see where Indiya is going to go, especially because like she strikes me as a
piece of wood fell from the bottom there.
We don't have to talk about it. Fell off the table. Indiya just strikes me as a person for whom like acceptable losses is as an acceptable phrase.
It's a part of the process. So for me, it's just like, look, we're in space.
Yeah.
If we don't realize the fact that we're in space and that comes with some stuff, then what are you doing in space? Like, let's be so serious.
Space comes with stuff.
That's what my grandmother always told me.
Yeah.
Space comes
She'd always
with stuff.
say.
Grandma Uzunma also.
Really?
My grandmother and
first astronaut of the Udeh line.
No, she's a good woman. But her, I'm the scientist. I wanted to be a fun, interesting, deep.
Yeah, a lot of facets to explore there. Chris, what about you?
Yeah.
So when I came up with Barry, I was like, if this was a video game, what type of character would I want to play? And Space Pirate just seemed kind of fun, but also like getting more into the characterness. I've always just loved a good like what are they called? Hero villains? Anti-hero?
Waluigi.
Waluigi.
You got the color scheme. You're opposite of me. I got green. Come on.
Waluigi was my inspiration. I played Mario Tennis. He's my main.
You see?
But I just loved because I was like he could stay at that surface level, but there's also just so much more deeper into why he is the way he is, which I'm like really wanting to explore that over time. And he's not as bad of a guy as he makes himself out to be.
That was really interesting to see you choose that after abandoning your crew to 1 year later. You're kind of a cool guy suddenly, and I guess part of that just comes with the humiliation of having a chunk of your head blown off. But
and like just how I was like growing up amongst pirates, you really can't like, oh, my life sucks. Like you always have to be like, it's just a bunch of like people flexing.
Haven't we all been pirates?
Yeah, you guys know.
Yes, of course.
I assume.
Go ahead, please.
But yeah, just that's the type of like environment I was raised in. That like being cocky, being independent, being like an asshole got you success. And now it's like I'm kind of like forced by my own mistakes to be amongst real people. And I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Sounds humiliating.
Yes. Very.
Wow. The teenage side of things. That's been fun to kind of experiment with each of us as we figure out what it means to, on top of all of this, be somewhere between 15 and 23. Let's tie that to specifically our switcheroo of going with composure instead of sanity. I think sanity is great in kind of this core. There are three saves in Mothership. You've got fear, you have sanity, and you have body. And one is sort of like how you're reacting to something in the moment. The sanity one speaks to you a little bit about how you're even comprehending what's happening to you and how you like outwardly express. And the body is, whether or not your body gets hurt with things. And so after we had talked about it, we decided to go with something that flavored it a little bit more, and we came up with composure. So you have this beholding an alien god on one end of the spectrum, and then you also have lying in front of like the cute new android guy on the other side of things. And in between, I think composure kind of speaks to all those things. So yeah, navigating teenagerhood in deep space. What is that process like for any of you? Does that spark any?
I think remembering my teenage years from many, many moons ago, there was always like a deep insecurity that like fuels my actions. Like I feel like everything you do as a teenager is like the biggest version of the thing you do.
Huge.
And then you end up like as an adult learning how to pare it down and make it more palatable.
Yeah.
So I think Ndiya is finding her version of like how she sort of relates to the world, and in her mind being this bitch kind of feels like the way that she can exert like her. That's how she's seen people exert their sort of privilege over people.
Mm-hmm.
She's still learning, this is her first time being amongst the people for us. So I think we're going to see her probably be humbled pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm looking forward to her dealing and having to I think that insecurity is such a big part of teenagehood.
Yeah, because like adults have plenty of fears, but like more life experience to at least like set those experiences in the tones, where teens just big swings because you don't know.
Yeah, or adults have more composure as they get older to hide
Hopefully.
their insecurities,
Yeah.
and teens like typically I feel like it might show more.
Yeah.
It sure did when I was a teen, and like for
You're interesting. Yeah. What's your perspective on being a synthetic human being?
well, I think like practically like emotions feel real to androids in this world, so like I don't think it really occurs to Gracie like in the moment like, is this a real emotion? I think it's just yes, but that is like it's a bigger question like in her life that I don't think she has addressed yet. Like there's certain things that when you're a teen you don't look at too much yet until you have to.
They realize to put up a parking lot.
They pay paradise and they put up a parking lot.
It's like
Don't always seem to go.
park on the street
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Immortal words.
That was
Important
deep.
words to-
So deep.
and it was cleanly delivered, and I think all of that's. Don't look at us. It's important.
Super deep.
Yeah, John Mayer said it best, and I said it worst.
I don't think that's John
Michelle
Mayer.
Branch
Oh,
and Santana. No, it was Carlos Santana.
This is all staying in. How about you? So as Mario, what is
Luigi.
Yeah, what is as Luigi?
Jewel composure.
I'm about to. Yeah, for the Michelle Branch swinging a miss. Failed.
I mean, I think as
62.
like putting yourself in like the head of a teenager is just like you can't be rational about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like in that moment where we were just like, "Fuck it, dude, let's press the button." I think that's like what a teenager would do.
It's like compulsiveness, right?
Yeah, I was still trying to like stick to my stuff. It's like, all right, let's try to figure it out. And then after a while, it's like, no, fuck it. This seems like the fun thing to do.
This place sucks anyway.
Yeah.
We talked kind of about our beliefs, our instincts, and our goals, which was a really exciting thing. So among you, I want to do a thing where we kind of just give each other awards and let you pick what's going on. So in y'all's opinion, who was the MVP of the episode as far as just like they had the clutch role or the best moment in your thing? I don't know. What thoughts, reflections?
Well, like, as far as we were talking about, like, who played most in line with their beliefs, instincts, and goals, and I think Ndiya,
Really?
yeah, like...
Anuar doesn't think so.
No, it was between these two, and I'm going with Barry.
I think... So the reason I choose Ndiya is because, so her belief is that she's the most important person in the room. I think that was clear in every line of dialogue. And and trust no one. Like and she also finds it important to make Kapoor her mentor. Every single step, I think every single decision was like all of those things very strongly and very obviously. So that was like very in line with your character's beliefs, instincts, and goals. I would like to award Uzunma with that award.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I agree. Definitely, I think you definitely the no trust was, especially with the whole button thing. Just the no, what are you guys doing here? And the just the hostility your character has with any interaction
Super
with another
hostile.
human. Like this is the first time you've met them. And you're coming so
It was
hot.
such a real moment. I was like, what? Oh my god!
There are already like not social roles in the game, so on top of that, for there to be zero ambiguity about how you felt about anyone at any time.
Yeah.
Eddie, no idea. No idea.
No.
You couldn't be clearer.
I felt like, so we're talking about MVP in terms of like actually channeling this, or just in terms of actions during the game.
Here we are now. So yeah.
For me, because I would definitely go Gracie, honestly.
It's two
I feel like,
questions.
I feel like
It
those
is
are
two questions.
Yeah, like I feel like we're talking about like executing, getting things done. I feel like Gracie definitely for me, the roles were sick.
It
at the
worked
end.
out.
Yeah, like
Worked out.
that was just like you really
Some
got
luck.
what you needed at the end there, and I think you asked a lot of the right questions so that you could fill in as many blanks as you could before you made a move, and that was really like good playing, good game.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I was just terrified of the outcome.
fair.
So I was like,
Whatever
let
it
me
takes.
save
Sometimes
as
that's
much
what
as
it
I can.
takes.
Like I was too, but I was still gonna hit the button without knowing anything. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you for actually playing the game.
Check where I had to stop him literally from pressing the button.
And you came in clutch, though.
I was like,
And I was like, thank fuck.
Probably don't even know what the move you did. I'm just on the ground instantly. Like,
It sounds like Uzunma gets the gold star for the episode. Look at you. Now, once we have the budget, we will get actual gold star stickers to hand out. So we're
Oh,
not just gonna be
stickers.
blessed
yeah,
with
I'm
that.
excited for
Yeah.
a sticker. I can't wait for us to get sticker budget. No, thanks, guys. All I want is world peace. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll turn that into like advantage for,
Yeah.
for the next round. Will that be the
Okay,
thing?
yeah.
We'll develop these awards as we go. But no, these
Yeah.
awards have material. It'll be a nice thing. Nobody died. Everybody's high score goes up by 1.
Ooh.
Lots of things going on. Plenty of things going bad. I guess we'll see what happens next week on the Panic Table, Season 1, Unaccompanied Miners. Until then,
Space.
Yes, space.
all right, see you next time on the Panic Table. This has been Decompression Session. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Space.
Space.
Bye. Space.
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 Space. Space.
Space.
Space. We'll see you next time. Get out of here. Go on. You got other stuff to do. Go be a scientist. We all have been one. All right. Bye. Bye.